Hey guys, hope you're all crispy and crunchy. It's CerealMaty here, and welcome back to Sayori's route of DDLC Purist mod. Apparently, we have a terrible night behind us, full of nightmares and whatever, and we probably feel even more tired than the evening before, or my character. I don't know. I'm kind of refreshed, I myself, but I don't matter. Let's face it. But I hope he's not too tired for the following day, which we should get started on, shouldn't we? Yeah. After a painful night full of nightmares, I wake up in cold sweat and my body feels like it's been battered with profilers all day long. I try to inhale, but my throat feels like it's been ground with sandpaper. Oh crap, why now? I cough violently. I feel drained of energy. I rest my head against the pillow and try to open my eyes, but my eyelids feel incredibly heavy. This is bad. I promised Sayori I'd spend the day with her. As it stands, I don't even have the strength to reach out to my phone and call her. Even so, she needs to know, and she'll wait all day for me. I don't need to be a genius to know how badly she will take it if I don't show up without an explanation. I try to force my body to move enough to reach my phone, but it's futile. I feel weak and tired. Even so, I have to force myself and bear the cold pain. I crawl like an oversized caterpillar to the edge of my bed and slap the phone down into my bedside, where it lands in my right hand. I quickly select Sayori from my contact list and call her. Before long, I hear a cheerful but sleepy voice on the other end. "Matty, are you alright? It's still early morning." "I'm sorry if I woke you." I cough violently again. "Oh dear, that sounded awful." Don't worry about me. I'm sure it's just a cold." Is there anything I can do to help you?" "I'm just calling to say that..." My coughing is so bad that I don't even get a chance to finish my sentence before my finger slips and accidentally makes me end the call. Crap. My phone's almost dead as well. At this rate, I'll run out of battery if I try to call her again. Well, kind of worst case scenario, isn't it? I close my eyes and feel another nightmare enveloping me. Oh no. In it, I see Sayori standing on the school rooftop, tears streaming down her face. She takes a step forward and... Oh, goosebumps. I reach out to her and grab her by the arm before she can jump off. Oh, that's a cool image. Just as I do, black mist covers everything and the scene distorts. My eyes open and I'm filled with anxiety. My eyes struggle to stay open for much longer. They close again, and I see Sayori sitting on the floor of her room, covering her face with her hands and crying loudly. In the dream, I try to walk up to her, only to find myself unable to move. I try calling out to her, but my voice is gone. Eventually, she gets up and shows me her face to reveal a pair of red eyes that burn with hatred for me, failing her all the years. Just as she lunges at me with screams that she detests me for neglecting her for years, the dream distorts and changes again. Jesus, it was creepy. Well, this music isn't any better. I find myself alone in darkness. All I can hear is my own heartbeat. This isn't supposed to be a horror game. Stop it. Then suddenly I see Sayori walking towards me, asking me why I never supported her when she suffered, and why I only lived for myself. She then starts repeating the word "why" over and over again before the voice magnifies and duplicates. Until there is an entire choir asking me why I was such a terrible friend to her. I'm sorry. I hear myself pleading with the voices, but they don't let up. They start accusing me, pointing to events in mine and Sayori's past where I could have helped her if I only knew of her condition at the time. Please forgive me. The voices are unfazed and say I don't deserve her kindness. I wake up completely drenched in cold sweat. It seems like the shock of the last dream caused me to finally wake up. I feel tears running down my face and my entire body keeps switching between burning hot and freezing cold. As I breathe in relief for a moment and think about how terrible my predicament was I realized that all my dreams were exclusively about me and Sayori. It's then that I hear the sound of footsteps down below. Cold horror grabs me as I realize that I forgot to lock the door last night before crashing into bed. The footsteps are coming closer. Whoever my intruder may be, they are clearly coming towards me. I know I'm defenseless in my current condition. There's no hope for me to escape either. I see my doorknob turning. My heart is beating furiously as I try to come up with a means of escape. It's just Sayori, probably. It's then that I hear a familiar voice call out to me. Matty? I sigh in relief as I see Sayori enter my room, carrying a tray with some tea. Sayori? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to enter your house without asking you, but luckily you forgot to lock the door last night. I only blink at her in confusion. Did I startle you? I'm sorry if I did. I shake my head and she sighs in relief. Just, what are you doing here? How? Why? I was worried about you. You sounded quite sick. Sayori. As I look at her, my head is overwhelmed with all kinds of thoughts and feelings. Please don't tell me... Oh god, now my own throat is getting sour. Please don't tell me to leave. I won't. I clench my fists. I know she speaks the truth. Even if I had the strength to force her away, I know Sayori can be stubborn as a mule, when she wants to. I've already called Monica and your homeroom's teacher too, telling them both you're sick. Coming to think of it, I notice she's not in her school uniform. She seems to have made a decision to skip school today to take care of me. And what are you about to do? Won't you get an absence? Don't worry about me. I lied and told him I was feeling sick as well. Why? I want to be with you. I have nobody to care of you, right? You have nobody. Yeah. Then it's settled. Just like you won't abandon me because of my condition, I won't leave you until you've recovered. Please go home. I don't want you to get sick as well. No. No can do. Besides, I won't get sick. I just have to believe that really hard and it'll be okay. And, well, taking care of you makes me happy. I don't know whether it's from my temperature or my awkwardness at the situation, but my cheeks turning red hot. I appreciate it, Sayori. I'm a lucky guy to have a great friend like you. Sayori says nothing, but she seems to appreciate the compliment. Let's not joke around now. Just trust me. I'll make you feel better. She walks over to me, sits down on a chair near my bed, and puts a hand on my forehead. Okay. She gently begins to running her fingers down my neck. I see. Sayori? Is she some kind of doctor or what? She sighs. She sighs. Thank goodness. Hello? Earth to Sayori? She snaps out of her trance and sighs. You have a fever. Doesn't seem to give it a few days. I throw her a heavily confused look and keep opening and closing my mouth like a dazzled carp. I just read a lot of books about medicine when I'm alone. Read a lot of books. Because of, you know... You want to study medicine? I nod without saying anything. Anyway, just drink this for now. She pours me some tea into a cup and hands it to me. It's hot to the touch and I nearly drop it as soon as I take hold of it. Eventually I manage to put the liquid into my lips and gulp down a few sips. This is really tastes. No sooner do I speak up than a terrible burning notion fills my throat. Is it ginger? I cough violently and spill the tea over my bedsheets. Oh, great. Fire! There's a fire in my throat! I'm sorry. Did I make it too strong? I merrily nod. What the heck did you put in it? Well, the book I read said that ginger! Yeah! Ginger tea works when you have a sour throat. So, I looked through the fridge and found a bunch of ginger. Don't get me wrong, I'm getting so excited over the word ginger, but I like ginger tea as well. I really like it, and it really helps, and it really burns. Like, hell. Like there's a burning fireball inside your head, but throat, but well, it helps. It will help you feel better. Help you feel better, whatever. I feel nervous, sweat roll down my back. Fear grips me as I realize what she did. How much of that did you put in the tea? An entire root. Okay, that's a bit much. Like, just a teeny tiny little bit. Even though I'm in clear pain, I know that Sayori only wanted to help. The problem is that I was planning to throw the ginger away since it was past its expiration date. Sayori realizes that she made a mistake, and I can see her smile slowly fading, and that her eyes are starting to darken. I'm sorry, I tried to help, but of course I messed up. She speaks in a much lower, harsher tone than I've ever heard before. Well, I appreciate it nonetheless. Maddie, I'm sorry. Maybe I should leave. I only made this worse. As she's about to get up, I grab her hand. This gesture surprises her enough to make her hesitate, and I see her look down on me with an indescribable look in her eyes. Indescribable. Please don't leave. My voice is barely stronger than a whisper at this point. Why, I'm just a nuisance. She also lowers her voice and bites her lip to prevent herself from crying again. I tried to help you, but only made you feel worse, like always. I shake my head. Matty, I want you to stay. Even if I'm useless? Even if I can't help you, since I know almost nothing about how to treat illnesses, and I'm so clumsy that I somehow end up making things worse? I try to nod. Yes. The day has only just begun. We can still make it great. Sayori gasps and sits down. I look up, and judging from her expression, my words seem to have struck a chord in her head. Heart. You can help me, just like I can help you. She says nothing, and she's clearly in deep thought. Sayori? How can I help you, Matty? Well, for starters, I need some painkillers, but I can't get up. But more than that, I hear that people recover faster when they're happy. Oh, right, sorry. Whew. Okay. She dashes off after I describe to her where I find the painkillers, and returns less than a minute later with a glass of water and the medicine. Returns. After I gulp it down to douse the fire in my chest and ease my overall pain, I lie down. Neither of us speak, but even with my eyes closed, I can feel that Sayori keeps her gaze locked on me. All of a sudden, she breaks the silence. I'm sorry if I got all negative there. I really don't know what came over me. It just... Like, this voice in my head keeps telling me I'm useless and worthless whenever I mess up. I turn to her face, smile weakly, and stroke her hand with my fingers. Then we've just got to make it shut up. If you can't do anything against it, I'll give it a go when I get better. Why you're doing this? Why not? I could ask you the same thing right now. Why didn't you head to school when you heard I was sick? You're my best friend. How could I let you suffer alone? I know that you have nobody else to take care of you right now. I nod. Wouldn't you say you deserve the same kind of treatment? Sayori falls silent. Sayori? I don't know. I really don't know. Do I really deserve that? What do you mean? She seems to have a hard time finding the courage to put her feelings into words. You know, you can tell me anything. I don't know if I'm ready to tell you yet. It sounds like she's in pain. Whatever is the reason for her mindset seems to be really personal to her. On the other hand, this might be my only chance to find out the root of the problem. If I could learn what made her think this way, I could do something to help her. However, Sayori might break under pressure, and I can see she wants to tell me, but is it really right for me to pry further? Please don't push yourself. Please don't. Or please tell me what happened. I'm gonna say please don't push yourself. Apparently double don't, but just as before, I'm gonna save. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't trust you, and I know you of all people deserves to know. You of all people deserves to know, but I silently nod. I won't deny that I want to know, but you look really uncomfortable. This is clearly important to you, and I don't want to force yourself to confess it if you feel that you're not ready. I can and will wait because I'm serious about wanting to help you. But for that to happen, I need to know why you think you have no worth. Thanks, I really appreciate it. She sighs and shakes her head again. I wish this wasn't so unfair. I'm not going anywhere, Sayori. I know. I promise. I'll tell you when I'm ready. I feel my painkillers taking effect and my vision is getting blurry. So the medicine is starting to take effect? Yeah. Good. Take a nap. I'll wait for you to wake up. Maybe then I'll have the courage to tell you. Her voice grounds more and more distant as my fatigue catches up to me and drags me into a dreamless sleep. Before long, I start to hear two voices, a boy and a girl's. Didn't you say it was dreamless sleep? However, I see nothing, and the voices sound like they're old recordings that are played from a broken tape. Hey, what's wrong? Oh, it's nothing. What happened to your knee? I fell. I bruised myself and my stuffed toy. Wow, its neck is broken. Please don't cry. He was my only friend. Your only friend? Uh-huh. Now, what am I going to do? Let's go. I think we can fix him. Really? No sooner do I become aware of the meaning of the voices than they fade away, leaving only static noise in their place. I wake up with a strangely pleasant, nostalgic feeling in my chest. So I'm assuming these were Sayori and my characters from the past. So this might actually this has actually been a scene, or might have been a scene that really took place at some point. My fever feels slightly less severe, and I feel enough energy to move my body around a little bit, though I'm still in pain. I look at my alarm clock. Judging from the time, I must have slept for a good 6 hours. Wow, even longer than Sayori. I noticed that Sayori's gone. Was it just a dream that she came over to take care of me? No, it felt way too real to be a dream. As I wonder about the validity of my memories, I hear extremely loud off-key singing coming from downstairs, followed by a loud crash that can only mean one thing. Sayori is trying to cook. I'm sorry. I can imagine the scene in my head. Just her. Cute. The end is nigh. The singing soon becomes even louder, and I realize that she's on her way. I rise up and smile at her as she enters the room. Oh, you're up. How are you feeling? Compared to how I felt this morning, I feel a lot better. I'm so happy to hear that. Sayori is practically beaming from the news as she sits down on the chair next to me. You look really peaceful in your sleep. Yeah, I had a nice dream. I don't really remember the details though. That's good to hear. What's up? She takes a deep breath. About what I said before you went to sleep. I've been thinking, and I want you to know. Even if I'm scared, but I know I can keep running away from my problems. You're not alone, Sayori. There is nothing that can make me change my mind. Well, this is going to be a long story. Don't fall asleep, okay? I'll be really upset if you do. Alright. I'm ready. Don't worry, I'm wide awake as you can see. She nods in acknowledgement and looks for the words before she begins. I've always thought that I couldn't really matter. After all, how can somebody matter more than others? Aren't we all the same? You probably know this by now, but I never really had any friends when I grew up. Until I met you, that is. I remember, you were always afraid I'd leave you behind or something like that. She nods. Yes, well, I've always been aware of how selfish people are. It's wrong that so many people just live for themselves, even though we call it society. I don't want to be like that. I want to make other people happy, especially those who suffer. Is that why you got so attached to me when we were kids? I won't deny it's at least part of the reason, or it was at first anyway. Wanting to help others is fine, but sadly, I didn't think about how the selfish people would treat me. No matter how much I tried to help them, they weren't satisfied. They wanted more. Whereas when I was done helping them back up, they'd often leave me behind. She suppresses a sob and wipes her tears away. Eventually, I started to get tired. They never showed any gratitude, and once they saw any signs of weakness in me, they'd turn against me. None of my friends cared enough to think about how much it hurts to always smile and stay positive every day. But if I didn't, they'd leave me. They'd spread rumors. They'd shut me out of their lives. That's why. Before she can finish, I gather my strength and hug her tightly. Maty, I'm not like those people, Sayori. I'd never exploit you for your kindness. And more importantly, I'm pulled slightly away from her just enough to see her face. I will never betray you like that. Her voice lowers down to a whisper. Maty, even if I'm your only friend, you're not alone. I'm about to say something else when I realize our faces are only inches away from each other. Just a little closer and we'd be kissing. Sayori notices this too and looks away in embarrassment. We could break apart, with both of us apologizing at the same time. I lie down again and she continues her story. That's why I was afraid to tell you, or anyone else. As for why I feel like I'm worthless, it's like there's some voice inside my head telling me that if I don't satisfy everyone, I don't deserve anything good. But you know that's not true. I don't know anything anymore. I don't know if it was a good idea for me to ask you to join the literature club. I don't know if it was a good idea for me to tell you. I don't know. I'm scared of losing you. You won't lose me. You don't understand. Even if you're here with me, you'll just end up finding someone. Finding someone? Wait, is she... I shouldn't feel this way. It's wrong. It's not wrong. Sayori, I've gotten so used to always being left behind or exploited. I can't imagine a happy future. I don't deserve it. You deserve happiness. You won't be exploited or left behind. I really admire you. It takes guts to keep smiling after all you've gone through and still keep helping people. But you need to realize how much you're worth to me, Sayori. You're the only reason I've made it this far. An idea suddenly forms in my head. You remind me of a certain character in an anime that I really love you and admire. Do you want to watch it with me? Okay, if that's what makes you happy. I nod and ask her to leave the room while I change out of my pajamas. Pajamas? Is it called, like, with an Y? Anyway, 5 minutes later, I call her back and find the DVD in my drawer. She puts in the TV and we start watching. She puts it in the TV. The heroine of the anime is very much like Sayori. She is selfless to a fault, but keeps getting into trouble all the time because of it. Much like Sayori, she tries to face all her enemies alone, and enemies. And while she succeeds in overcoming many of them, the final trial is impossible to solve alone. She nearly dies as despair overcomes her. But finally, her friend reaches out to her and helps her realize how much she is truly worth. The heroine ends up becoming a stronger person and overcoming the final enemy in the series, a being formed from humanity's despair. By the time we finish watching the anime, the sun has already gone down. I keep an eye on Sayori all throughout the anime. She clearly seems moved at the end. It's only when the final episode ends that she speaks up. Wow, she's cool and strong. Indeed she is. She's someone I've realized since I was a kid. Realized. I wish I could be like that. You already are. Few people are willing to go to such lengths to help their friends without asking for anything in return. You can't give up, because I'll be lost without my friend. But I don't want you to keep thinking you don't deserve my friendship. You deserve that, and so much more. Please, Do you know why I respect that character so much? Because she's not afraid to be herself. She's a good person, and that is her main source of determination throughout the series. Yes, there will always be people who want to exploit you for your selfless kindness, but there will also be people who care about you and who love you for your actions. You're not worthless because you're doing so much to help. Not just me, but the way you stopped Yuri and Natsuki from fighting the other day, and how you always try to be as kind as possible to everyone you meet. If someone acted that way towards you, would you go as far as to call them worthless as well?
No, I wouldn't. I'd feel happy that they are so kind to me.
And that's how you make me feel. Every day.
Maty?
She bites her lip and looks at my alarm clock.
It's late. Maybe we should eat? I have to go soon.
Sure, I'm getting hungry. I'm sorry if I made you feel awkward.
Don't worry, I appreciate hearing that I'm not worthless to you.
Sayori brings me a dinner that she made herself, and the two of us eat in silence. Once we're done eating, she wishes me a good night and returns home after promising to come back tomorrow. Somehow having someone to take care of me feels really nice. But could there be another reason for why I feel so warm inside of me when I think about her? And how she came to take care of me? Could it be because of her and not just her gesture of kindness? I fail to find the answer before I fall asleep again.
Good morning, sleepyhead!
A young woman's voice breaks me out of my sleep. I open my eyes to see Sayori standing over my bed, holding a steaming hot cup of tea in her hands. Alright, I think let's call that a day. It literally was a day. So, yeah, it's just a full day of me being sick and laying in my bed. But thankfully, I was accompanied by Sayori, who really opened up about her whole life, actually. Her mental state and why she felt a certain way, and so on and so on. So, yeah, I'm glad we get to know that. I'm glad we actually know what's behind that facade of Sayori. I know it's still a mod. It's not the 100% original game, but it's something that could be pretty plausible to suit her as a character. Yeah. And yeah, that's basically it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave some sort of sign. And I'll see you all in the next video.